Great, let's dive into the second part, which is creating these buttons. But before I do that, there's something that I need to do. I will come in the wireframe. I am going to destroy the back end of it. I don't want any distractions, and so as you can imagine, so I don't want any distractions, so I am going to take this, and actually I can leave it as it is. I am not too bothered by it, but I will have to destroy the internals, and this I need to destroy it from here till here, and here till here. And now we are free to work on the rest of the mesh. Great. So how are we going to proceed? This is going to be the easy part. The buttons are going to be super easy. So I'm going to take a 16 vertices circle one more time, RX90, and yes, I am in edit mode with the same object, so they are going to be a singular part of this. And what I want to do is I just want to do something really fast. I'm going to take this Shift D GX. I'm going to delete the rest of them. I'm going to make this come here. I'm going to scale it down until the points of which they exactly match. I want to do a Shift D SX -1 GX, and around there I want to join them like this. I'm going to take this Shift D SZ -1 GZ 1 2 3 4, and what just these two and these two. Remember, they have to be in the negative space. Now with that being done, all we have to do is duplicate them, and now what the magic starts. We're going to do a Shift D GX, and now this is what I've been telling all my students. Now this is the time to create a certain kind of designing principle or a designing language. Now reference is just a reference. If you feel like you can do a better job than the reference, go for it. For example, in this I'm going to go 0.3. It didn't work, so it needs to be, we'll come back, GX 0.25. It's too little, GX 0.28. Yeah, that works. See, that worked. And take this again, Shift D GX 0.28, and now we're going to select all three of them, Shift D GZ. Wonderful. Great. I'm going to take this Shift D GZ. I'm going to squash it in the Z axis, and you know what, I have to actually take this a little up, yeah, so I can just see for now. And let's talk about this. All right, so we need to do is now we could move the same way, and let's try that. So GX 0.28, and it's going a little too much, so I'm not going to go ahead with that. Shift D GX 0.25, GX 0.27, nope, GX 0.26, correct. Shift D GX 0.26, wonderful. And the last one is asymmetrical, so we just have to eyeball it and put it exactly where we wish like to do it. Now this is going to be super simple. What we are going to do is we are going to connect all of this part first, and then in the end we are going to create this circle. And if you stick around, I'll tell you exactly why. But first, let us make this perimeter. There is an easier way to do this. Let's see if we can actually borrow this from our original mesh. I'm going to click here, and we are going to press 1, and while it seems great, almost till here, I will do it till here because I don't want to ruin the whole thing. I'm going to do a Shift D, right mouse button, P by selection, and I'm going to select this and this and this, and do Control. I'm going to select this first, then I'm going to select this, and go Control J. Control J. Great. So now this is a part of this. The only thing is we need to make it move forward just like the rest of the thing. Oh, even these are not forward. All right, so we have to do that. Right, first I have to take these. Y. I'm just gonna push it forward. Same with this. Push it forward. Great. So now we have a very good working model for how we would like to pursue this, and we are just going to do this. And as I told you, I will be redoing the external bit extrusion one more time. And not only that, you know what? Let's copy. Let's take it from here because we've already done the work. And if you have been following along, not there it is. Shift D, P by selection. Great. So select that first, then this first. Control J. All right. Again, we're gonna take this. We're gonna push it forward. We have a very unique situation in front of us now. We are going to hide our red body, and now we are going to solely focus. Okay, I don't know how two of these came to be. I'm gonna go from sideways and take a look. Okay, it was for only one of them. Ah, interesting. All right, guys. So now we are going to we're going to connect them. And some of it we will avoid. But before we do that, what I want to do is I'm going to hide my reference also. I'm going to start making sure that these can be connected to each other, you know, as much and as fast as possible, because what we're trying to do here is these are something that I would like to call certainties, in the sense when you are 100% certain, like, you know, this is how you want to keep their silhouette and the negative space to be like, the shapes will automatically start to pop. See, especially when they are symmetrical, and it becomes a little easier with time to spot them. And don't worry if you can't spot them right now, it's completely fine. Nobody is I don't think anybody is forcing you or expecting you to do it from the gate immediately. Now that will be too much, right? And so see, I hope you can see what I was talking about. Once you start to see these kind of patterns, all of a sudden you'll see, you know, things are coming together and that you are able to do them quite well. And same thing with here, because since they are the same number of vertices, I can technically still do this. Alt and F, Blender stuff, you know. Interesting. So how many vertices is it? This is 22. This is 22. All right, 1 2 3 4 F. Right, because we've already given how they're going to be connected, but that's completely fine. What we want to do is not to shake this up. We will still connect them as they were connected before, and we will find a way for them to speak to each other. Don't worry, this is going to be exactly how we want it to turn out. And so it seems we would need one extra vertex here at all costs. And before I start to do that, let us move to making sure these are connected the way that they're meant to connect. And obviously this part of it should go here. And now I'm going to start creating the web that I need, so that I am able to get the topology that I want, without which it will be very, very difficult. right? So I hope you can see what I'm trying to do here. And same thing here. I want this, and then I want this. Then we'll decide how much the disparity is, and then we'll be able to count the vertices and be able to bind them together. And this is good. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so we can do this. And because it is going to be mostly flat, I am willing to make it as big as possible. And again with this, very similar structure. So we are going to close this up and Alt N. These four. Maybe that was a little too far. So maybe this. That's very interesting because it didn't happen here, and then all of a sudden it did happen here. And what I want to do is I want to take away faces. Great. And let's see. This, there it is. So that's what I was missing. There you go. And it happens. So you see, it is very asymmetrical. So it is not something that we can just feel like going and doing. There we go. I think this should go here like this. It is a stretch, don't get me wrong. I do realize it is a very big stretch, and let's take the Z for this and see if it is possible, because if this is possible, we might have a winner on our hands. Yeah, I think we got the left side down. I'm going to take these two, extrude on the X, put them there. I am not sure about this, so I'm not going to make a face here. I am just going to leave it open because this is going to be relatively easy. What is going to be hard is getting these right. So we're going to take this and I'm going to paste it there. I'm going to take this, Control V on the X, and another one, Control C, Control V. Oh, I just did on itself. We just want to make sure that this is something that can work out. And flip F. Alright, it seems to be working really well. So why don't we just come on along and just try to see what we have to do. And I'm just gonna see what this is about. Okay, so we need to create an outline here. Alright, so since they have nowhere else to go, I'm just going to do something. And since it doesn't make sense to not do it, I am just going to do a final parameter so that we have all of our places the way where we need them, so that we are able to make the perfect topology for this. When I say perfect topology, I mean, check this out. So it is going to be related to how we proceed with how the circle is going to be done. And while it may seem easy, we have to do a little bit of planning. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Okay, so 4, we need this one. Oops. take its x value, I'm going to give it here, and then I am going to take this z value, I'm going to do it there. I'm going to take this z value, I'm going to give it exactly there. Then I'm going to see 4 again, and then 4, 1 2 3 4, oops, another one, and I'm gonna do this and one here, because if I can get this down, then I really wouldn't be worried about anything else. All right, seems like all right. So the way that I want this to be structured is, since this curve is coming in, and this is the this is the one that we really need. I want this here. All right, and so we can now start to see how we would like to do it. To here, and what I want is something more like this. So now I'm just like trying to do kind of a web thing. I'm just trying to see, and so we have to decide how we are going to proceed with this. And what I really want to do is just create this kind of place for our circle to come into. Could be wrong. Maybe I should just do a general overview of this, because we'll be able to do this. That's not an issue. That's not an issue. This is not an issue. But if we select everything and then we start to see how this is going to get related, and we not talking about, let's hide this and let's take these vertices. There's 58 vertices. Let's say this is the final form that we want to go ahead with. What you would really want to do is take your circle, and instead of doing 16, you'll go 58 vertices, and you go RX90, and you'll put it somewhere around here. Now the difficult part of this is not the connecting aspect of it. It is how are we going to bend other things that would enable us to do this. And so when we look at it like this, there are 58 like this, but this is easy, they kind of go in their own places, so it's not that big of a deal. Like if you keep going, yeah, of course, like there is this issue of one being too many there, and here being too less, but you can start to get a decent general idea about how you can proceed. And so when you have something like this, why don't we take our wireframe and we can move it like this, and we can take this, and then we can take, probably as straight as possible, this, and we can turn this into a face, because I don't think we would need it up there, right? And then we can turn this into a face, and you have to build it little by little. It cannot just happen because you want it to. 1 2 an alt H, obviously, and we need to be very careful. and so obviously, this has become an issue. So we would preferably want this to go here, and then one uh, you know this thing to come from here till here. So there we go, we have covered that aspect, and obviously this will go exactly here. I do want it to touch the bottom, so I want this to become this at last. There we go. So we are going to do that with this, just trying to map it out in my head as perfectly as I can. And as far as this is concerned, if we are running out of space here, beta mat karo, idhar aa jao Coco, then we are just going to add 2 here, and I'm just moving a little bit more carefully because I don't want to make a mistake right now, because if I do, I'll have to restart. Now this is going to be very obvious. Since we have taken this geometry from somewhere else, we have to recalibrate it for other potential uses. In the sense, if we did come up with this thing, we can either decide to delete vertices or improve on them. So if we are going to, and I am just going to be in the favor of removing them rather than taking more of them. So this one gone, this one gone, this one gone. 1 2 3 4, great. 1 2 3 4, great. 1 2 3 4, great. And so now we're at a point where we must decide, how many vertices do we get to keep, and later when we feel the need to bring back details, we will bring them back accordingly, not just because we feel like it. Okay, so this one, this turned out to be quite well done. But in this case, I need this curve to be low poly and to be exact at the same time. So I will calculate 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 and 5 just for now, and then I will be turning it back into a mesh again. And so this is going to be an issue where we have this. And I'm not going to turn the way that you solve this is going to be very simple. Is we want it to make it way back to the circle, as simple as that. And the reason that you want to do that is, without it is not going to make much sense. So whatever it is that you think that this needs, it's probably, it won't be solved until, so the issue of this is you need this curve, but you will not be able to solve it until this and wherever. So if you look at, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about relative topology. So relative topology is basically, the way that we have already done all of this. So how can we recreate the same effect if we were to, if we wanted some clean topology like this? So basically this point is the one that is holding onto all of these chords together. Like, so this point is the one that is actually holding on. So if this is like, supposedly I'm going to call this the anchor. If this is the anchor, then we need to connect it exactly here, right? So I'm going to take this M at last. I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to delete that one, and like that, like so. 3 4. Let's see what happens if we get rid of this and this, and as you can see, 3 4, and it kind of works out. See, it checked itself out. But I do want to mention that it might there we go. And however many vertices there are here, there are 10 minus 2, 8 vertices more. 1 2, there we go. We're going to take this, this and this. Wonderful. And let's just see how we can do this. All right, so again we are, found by a very simple issue. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So this has found its way back to this, and we are going to keep adding to the circle because we can turn it back into a circle very easily. Okay, so we do need a point here, gx, that is the same one as this, and push it here. I know this has been a very tedious way of and there we go. So this is going to be quite something. It's a little bit inside, so let us take the y value and push it there. Nice. And we are almost done. Basic stuff we have to do. 1 2 3 4. This is the reason I hadn't closed it, because I knew I would require the need of it once again. Right, and now let us do, we need 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we'll do 7. Control C, Control V. The boring stuff begins. I'm probably going to give you a time lapse for this. Alright, with that out of the way, we are going to take a look at this. I am just going to do a very simple very simple, very just trying to find ways to we need three more here. 1 2 3 4, and here we need 1 2 3 4. Oh, we'll fix this. And so we need 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 1 4. We need 4 more. All right, let's start with this. X, same routine. And now we're going to see how many vertices are between this and this. There are 5. We're going to go 5. And there we go. I'm going to take this and I'm going to press hover over it, press L. I'm going to take this. So this one is not actually giving me the result that I want. What I want is, I'm going to go in 3D viewport. I'm going to press 3. Now I have to somehow select which ones? These. Correct. No, one more. Actually, I think I only need to select these, the front ones. Yeah. And I think this should be the way that it's done. Great. And so guys, if you are wondering, first of all, that how this would first of all hold up with a subdivision surface modifier, I'm going to be very honest with you, not the use case for this, but let us see, because we do have an open shade smooth and it does hold its own. And now this would be, it would be very big miss if we just let it be like this, because this is not the way that we intended to use it. And there it is. All right, so kind of I can see the issue. Let's get rid of the vertices and let's get rid of the vertices here. Great. So we're back to, this is going to be the final touches of this thing. The reason that I'm going to say this is because obviously we have to do this circular thing and we have to make sure this aligns as well. But the majority of the thing is already done. I'm going to just extrude it and we're going to keep it there. and obviously we are going to take this till here, and GZ and GY, and just make sure there are no open spaces. Great. So once this happens, as I said in the beginning, it was just a test. We are just going to push it like this, and as you guys can see, it's working out quite well. And yeah, this is an issue. So this is an issue where I'm not able to pull a straight one, but that is precisely why we have done this GZ, now we can kind of ease it up. So we will work on that. It's not like we won't, but from the perspective of the use case of this model, it's mostly done, right? And so how would you be able to do other things? You're gonna extrude this, you're gonna scale it down, and you're gonna bring it like this, and you will start to realize that you have ultimate control over this, because we are able to define these kind of edges very well. There we go. You got the same effect. And as for the final this thing, I'm gonna select everything, scale it scale it down, make it go back, and just tighten that up. There we go. And we do have this. Oh, that now it's looking nice. Yeah, now this is pretty cool. All right, good stuff. And now let's see it in matcap. Yeah, I don't see that much of an issue, and it's just subtle enough that it becomes like, yeah, no, that might be an issue. We might have to do something about that. Yeah, that'll be uneven, very uneven, and it'll create pinching. That might have been a little bit of an oversight on my end, but being very honest with you, sometimes if you're a perfectionist, you're gonna have a hard time with this. I no longer am. I killed it out of me. But if you were to look at it from this perspective, great. I mean, unless and until it's here, and it will never be this close. And so that gives me hope that we can pursue this, and not to mention that this will most probably what's this, man? So guys, as far as this particular asset is concerned, it will never be this up close. I did try my very best to get it to this level, and at level 2 subdivision you really can't make it out. You can see that little bit of crease there, if you can see it, if you pay attention, a little bit of it. And quite happy with the progress that we did, quite happy with my progress today. And now moving on to the rest of the parts. So I would very much like to make the amends that I have to make right now. Let's turn on a reference, and yeah, let's get to work. Just manually setting it to a curve of our liking. And as I said, guys, nobody is going to notice it. It's completely fine if you know what you've done, if the topology is decent, if it's correct. And so how can I get away with such topology? This is how. Is it perfect? It is definitely not perfect, but it has enough space to breathe, and enough to be optimized, and enough to be used in a game. I will be using this, and the moment this gets put in a video game, I will make a YouTube video. I'll make a video out of it as well. If you guys like what I did, please like and subscribe to 3D QuickWorks, and I will see you in class.